All right, we're going to be going through the draft version of the new website. What we did is originally content for this website was sent around to everyone several months ago. We also met with the 118 group, and the 118 group said, well, they gave us some guidance in terms of how to proceed, how they would proceed. So I'm going to share the screen now. And the first thing you're going to notice is that the home page is a slider now. There are 4 pictures in the slider and 4 taglines. And it cycles through each of those. And basically there's the picture, the tagline, and then there's click for a demo, which is the call to action. So those are the important main parts that all should be right there. And if the prospective customer wants to proceed, then they can scroll down and they can get into more details further on. I did modify the logo so that it picked up a couple of the colors that are part of this website. That is the white, the teal, and also a third color is a charcoal you'll see in the words in the text. So let's scroll down to if they decide to proceed. So you're interested in secure proctoring. Well, your solution starts here, and this is the roadmap. This sends them into various directions depending on who they are. So if you're hosting licensing and certification courses, you're a training company that ultimately it's certification and licensing that you're concerned with, then you would click here. And when you do that, it takes you to a hyperlink on the same page, and it gives you challenges and answers related to the online certification hosting. Now, these are toggles. So if you click on each of these, basically what happens is it gives you the answer, the persistent proctor answer. So, for example, I want to provide my courses to a wide range of geographically located students. Because we are web-based, we can proctor students anytime and anywhere. Now, at the bottom of each of these sections, there are 2 buttons. You can click here for a demo, and it takes you to a contact page. And you can also click here for a PDF, which gives you all of each section, all of the challenges and answers. All right, let's scroll back up to the second one, which is I'm on LMS. We click here, it brings you to this section on the home page. Same idea, you have challenges, you click a challenge, and you're going to get a specific answer. There's also a button on the bottom right that if you click on it, it takes you all the way up to the top of the home page. So let's go to the Higher Ed Institute. Okay, same idea. And finally, we will go to the mandatory training for employees. Now let's take a look at one of these. So click here for a demo, and let's go to the contact page. So here's the contact page. The contact pages do not have sliders, but they have images, and there are 3 images that rotate through randomly in the contact page in these pages, and you can add to these. So on the contact, this is a particular widget that I downloaded, and if I complete all of the required fields that are noted with asterisks, and I come down here to reason for contact, the default is persistent proctor demo. But if I click on the down arrow here, this contact form is also used to say have sales call me. It's used to request an API key. It's used to request support and other. Then they would click submit. The message would get sent to Biomid support once this is live. You'll notice there's something here called enter the number 12. That's an anti-robot entry. So they would have to enter the number 12. All right, so let's go back to the We'll go back to the home page here. Now keep in mind, this is all loaded. I installed a free server. It's called a WOMP server, and I also downloaded WordPress. So this is all on my Windows 10 machine. So it thinks it's a server, and it will need to be migrated over to the internet if we were going to go ahead with this. Let's go back to one of these buttons that says click here for PDF version. And if we do that, it opens a PDF version of all of those answers in a separate window. And then you can close that tab and you're still on the website where you were before. All right, let's go through each of these. Let's click About. If we click About, we basically get information about BioMIDS, similar to before. If we click on Team, we then can go through the BioMIDS team. We click on Frequently Asked Questions, and there are two sections on the Frequently Asked Questions. There are the technical FAQs and also the Persistent Proctor FAQs, which we can expand as necessary. This is similar to what you saw on the home page. The home page had a toggle. This is called an accordion. And when you click on one of these, it opens up the answer, but it closes the previous answer that was there, or, depending on where you are. All right, and then finally, under About is the privacy policy. So what I've done is I've put several documents all in one place and given access from various points in the website. Software license agreement, this is needed in order to get the API key. Then we've got the privacy policy, the cookie policy, and those are both drafts of GDPR compliant versions. And then the Persistent Proctor API itself is also out here, and I'll open that one up so that you can see this is the API document that Mike did. Now they can't do anything with that unless they have a key. And so there are a couple of places that you can go in the website that will direct you here. So right here it says to use the API, complete the contact form, choose API key request, and agree to the software license agreement terms. So let's go there. Let's go to the contact form. I'll show you something a little different on the contact form. And that is that when you come down to reason for contact and you click on API key request, it opens up a new line here that says to access our API, click here to agree to the software license agreement. And if they click that, it will send a message that basically will say they agreed, so go ahead and get them a license key. All right, back up to the menu. Let's click on Proctor. And this is a sort of a tabbed version of information. Each one of these is clickable, and if I click on, for example, convenient, it gives me all kinds of reasons why Persistent Proctor is convenient. Secure, same thing. Private, scalable, pricing, versions, and value add proposition, which I'm going to try to change that to a color scheme that matches the rest, but that's the way it is for now. All right, also under Proctor, how it works. If we click that, we get the diagram on how Persistent Proctor works, and then we get background. We get steps to using it that include the enrollment, the proctoring, and the dashboard itself. We go to the video, And this is the original animation video on why we developed Persistent Proctor. Documentation. If we go to documentation, these links take you to Freshdesk, where we have the documents stored related to each of these. So test taker startup, you'll get all the test taker startups there. And again, these open in a new window so that you don't end up leaving the website. And then finally, API for Proctor. And this is kind of a repeat, just in another place here where they can go and they can request the contact form to request the API key. All right, so let's jump over to contact. You've seen that already. I just want to note, if I didn't before, that the asterisks mean that they are required fields. That was it for contact. Now blog. We click on blog, and that's going to take you to a couple of blogs that I've already posted out here. If you click on read more, it's going to open that up full screen here, and you can go ahead and read that particular blog in full. Under blog, there is a subscribe button. Now this is something new. I have downloaded a widget that creates a subscription capability. So we click on subscribe, and it just asks for a couple of things, name and email. And when they fill that out and they click subscribe, they will get an automated message back that basically says, please confirm. And if they confirm, what it does is it builds a database within this widget that I access in WordPress as an admin. And therefore, I can see all of the individuals who have subscribed. I can delete bogus ones. But this widget also gives you the ability to send newsletters and posts to that subscription list. So the goal would be to build this list greater and greater. It also gives them the ability, they can unsubscribe if they wish from the email, and I will get a notification of that also. So that in a nutshell is the draft of the new site. Please feel free to comment, suggest, and we'll circle back around and talk about it at another time. Thanks.